Whoa! Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're checking out something a little bit different here from Kotobukiya. This is one of their Frame Arms Girls P3 not model kit figures. The P3 series is a new thing that they're doing where the P3 stands for pre-painted, pre-assembled plastic model. So P3, basically like Figma versions essentially of the Frame Arms Girls. In this case, we're going to be taking a look at the Gourai here, and it's certainly an interesting concept. For me, I definitely prefer actually being able to build the model kit myself, but I'm curious to see what these are like, so I wanted to review one here on the channel and let you guys know, in case you're the kind of person that likes the designs but maybe doesn't have the time, or you just don't feel like building something yourself. You want to just have one that you can just play around with and pose, maybe use for like toy photography or something like that. So we'll check out the Gourai here for today's video. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start off here by checking out the box and the packaging. If you ignore this section of it, it looks very much like just the standard Frame Arms Girl box here for the Gourai, but we have this little window where we can see the figure inside. Around here on the sides of the box, the same thing with the P3 logo there as well, here on the long ends, like that. On this side, we do have a vertical image there of the figure, just a photograph of the figure. And then around on the back, more photographs of what the figure is going to look like out of the box, front, back. It looks like we are going to have a few face options in here. And then here you can see it in a couple of action poses. It looks like we do have the knife, but no bazooka, it would appear. Which I gotta say, kind of a shame if the bazooka is not included, as our MSRP down here is 12,000 yen. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got. And it looks like I do not see any bazooka there, so kind of hard to imagine that if that was included, that it would not be on the box. So looks like we've got some instructions here, although I don't think this is going to be too necessary, as it looks like it's basically just you know, hand options and face options, and that's really kind of about it. Just shows you where you can plug these different parts onto the kit. But we've seen the Frame Arms Girl Gourai so many times at this point, I think that this all should be pretty obvious to anybody who's ever checked out the Gourai before. It looks like it does kind of everything that the regular Frame Arms Girl kit does. So let's go ahead and pop this open and see. So it looks like in here, we've got a set of open hands, we've got a set of trigger finger extended hands, open resting hands, looks like weapon holding hands there, the cannon for the backpack, the knife, and the connection piece for the knife for storing that onto the side of the leg. Our face option parts here, 1, 2, and 3 is going to be on the main figure there. The arm immediately just fell off, so that's not a good sign, but perhaps it was just a little bit loose in there. Let's go ahead and get her unwrapped and check it out. Pretty amazing how it really does just feel like a painted build of the model kit. But let's see here. Pulling this apart to remove that plastic on the inside, I'm curious to check out the inside if it looks the same as like how the model kit looks on the inside. And looking at this here, I mean, as far as I can tell, without like completely taking this apart, it looks very much like it's just like exactly like the model kit. So I gotta say, that's pretty crazy. It's basically like buying, I mean, like we kind of knew that that's what it was, buying a painted version of the kit, but I mean, like it's not even like a Figma. It really is just like a painted version of the model kit. So that's really interesting. The hands and the hand joints are exactly the same there. Let's see, are the knee parts the same? Yep, knee parts are exactly the same with that connection piece in there and the connection to the knee. So yeah, it really is exactly the same as the model kit. It's just pre-built and pre-assembled, but I guess that's exactly what it says in the name, pre-painted, pre-assembled plamodel. I was thinking that this name is kind of weird to even call it a plamodel, as you know, it's not really a model kit at this point, it's just a figure. But considering that it is just a pre-painted and pre-assembled version of the model kit, then that name is actually really quite accurate. So, So just checking out these accessories here then, once everything's out of the box, here's the cannon part, which unfortunately does still have that seam line there. So I mean, like if I were to just paint the model kit myself, I would have gotten rid of that seam line, so it's a little bit of a shame. But this can be attached on either the left or the right side of the backpack just by switching this part around here to the other side. And then this is on like a little kind of sliding track in there. You can move that connection from side to side. Gonna go ahead and just plug that right in there to the side of the backpack. I guess it's not really much of a backpack, just the back system there. And then even, yeah, this back plate here on the back, that also has a big seam line and some kind of nasty nub removal or gate removal there on that, unfortunate. So you kind of hate to see that on like a fully painted model. The seam line, okay, I understand, like the seam line is not removed from that, but you would kind of hope that at least didn't have that big nasty nub mark on there. The knife here looks good. This is typically just a black part, but it's black with the knife blade actually in a coated silver there, and that looks really nice. And then we've got our connection piece here, which I've got that backwards. Should be like that. That connection piece also does have a nub mark on it, and that does not look like it's painted. It looks like it's just a black plastic part with some like top coat sprayed on it, essentially, but that'll plug here onto the side of the leg. The part here, this armor panel on the side of the thigh, is meant to slide up and down a little bit. So the knife's stored there on the side of the leg. While we're here, just take a look at the tracks. The tracks in the back also fold down. Again, like some nasty nubs there, but those will fold down for using the tank treads there on the back of the leg. Then we've got all of our hand option parts, as I mentioned a moment ago, but the nice thing about these is that like the backing part painted on there, these look so much better than just obviously the model kit. They're just all solid black, but they do look a lot better with the part painted in brown there on the back of the hand option parts. And then last but not least, just our face option parts here, which are going to be exactly the same, because obviously with even just the regular plastic model kit, the face parts do come pre-printed. So you've got your kind of regular face, your slightly unhappy, kind of looking off to the side face there. And then the third option is sort of like a winking or wincing sort of face there like that. So I think those are the same option parts that you get with just kind of like the standard Frame Arms Girl Gourai kit. So it's not even like different face option parts from that kit, if I'm remembering correctly. So interesting. Just kind of going over this to see if there's anything else really that I can notice though. I mean, but like these parts are painted here on the side of the shoulders. These little details at the front skirts are painted there. I mean, those look really nice. The decals on here all look good. I think the decals are not water slide decals, but those all look tempo printed on there as well. So like the same process as how they print the decals on the face, because if they were water decals, you'd be able to see a little bit of an outline around them, but you can't. So it looks like those are actually just printed on the plastic, which is nice. And the same thing goes for like the stripes on the pants there as well. And then the skin tone parts are also shaded. It's gonna be like kind of subtle, but you can see that, especially like up here on the shoulder area and kind of around the neck too, you can see the skin tone parts are all shaded a bit. You have this part here, the strap kind of going across the side there is painted in black. So I mean, the painting on it is really nice. It definitely looks so much better than just how the model kit looks straight out of the box. You have the pinstriping here on the front skirt sections there as well. So I mean, that all looks really good. Can see what looks to be like a little bit of like excess glue that came out here on like the side of the head. That's unfortunate. That's the only part where I can notice that, though. It's not something that I'm seeing like all over the kit, but it looks like basically any of like the non-moving parts are all just glued, just like these parts here. These black parts into the backpack, those seem to be glued in place there. This back skirt part here does seem to be glued in place. So overall, I mean, pretty interesting, I think. So let's take a look at the kit here then in a few different poses, considering that we've already reviewed here on the channel the Gourai and the Gourai Kai and the Gourai Grande scale version fairly recently, and also I think like the hand scale version and the exo frame version. There's been a lot of different versions of the Gourai that we've seen here on the channel, so there's really not too much else to say about this just in terms of like the model kit and the articulation and everything else, because it really is just exactly the same. It is just the model kit. It's not the same as the model kit. It is the model kit. It's just a painted version of the model kit that you can get just straight out of the box. So I gotta say, I mean, like if you were to, you know, paint this yourself, you know, it would take a fair amount of time. And although to be fair, it does seem like a lot of the kit is not actually fully painted, but just top coated on top of the plastic. But there is a lot of like details on the kit that are painted. Or I mean, like if you were going to, like if you had a friend that does this kind of work and you wanted to commission them to do it, I mean, you would probably be paying a similar amount, maybe depending on how much they would charge you to do it. But if you just, yeah, like I was saying before, if this is something that you would like to have, but don't have the time or the skills necessary to be able to paint the details and put on the decals and top coat and everything. If you didn't want to do that yourself with just the regular model kit, you wanted to be able to just take it out of the box and have it as a nice painted kit just like that, then this is a good option for you, and I would definitely recommend checking these out. That said, I mean, if this is something that you feel like you could just do yourself, then I would save the money and just get the regular model kit version, as it does still hold up really well. The Gourai was one of the first releases, if not the first releases, in the Frame Arms Girl line, if I remember correctly. it's either the first or second, something like that, but I think it still holds up really well. And this one actually doesn't include the armor cast-off leg parts that were included with the original kit, so you actually kind of get more with the model kit version in terms of just like option parts and stuff. And I think the bazooka was not included with the original kit, but maybe only with the Gourai Kai, possibly. I would have to go back and check, but either way, if you did want the freestyle bazooka with this, it's a shame that it wasn't included, but you can get that as an MSG option set. It wouldn't be painted, you know, you would have to paint it up yourself, or at least just put some top coat on it just to kind of make it match so it doesn't look too plasticky with this. But you could get that separately, I suppose, but then again, that's just, you know, spending even more money to get that MSG freestyle bazooka to go with this as well. So anyway, very interesting. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Not sure if I'll check out any more of these in the future. Basically, I just wanted to check out one just to kind of see what they were like, see what they're all about. But now that I have a pretty good understanding of what these are, I'm not sure if there's something that I want to check out more in the future here on the channel. I think I'll probably just stick to the model kits, but if there's any more that you guys are interested in, or if there's any other questions about these that you guys might have, of course, let me know in the comment section. But anxious to hear your thoughts on this, as it's something kind of interesting. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you want to check this out for yourself, or anything else from the line, or just the regular model kit versions of the Frame Arms Girl series, or anything else from Kotobukiya, you can check the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. We've got everything there on the website. You can check that out. And as always, thanks so much for all of your support. Hopefully you enjoyed taking a look at this here in today's video. As always, you can leave a like and make sure that you're subscribed if you're not yet subscribed. I really appreciate your support. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.